Greetings everybody, and welcome back to my channel for yet again another SEQURE product. This is their electric soldering iron mini intelligent soldering iron. So let's take a look at what comes in the box here. Alright, we got our usual SEQURE sticker, operating instructions, power cord to connect a battery with, and of course me and these cords always have issues, so let me just cut this sucker loose. There's that. A pretty good length cable, about 3 feet. Allen wrench, some screws, soldering iron holder, and then we have the unit itself, and it comes with one tip. Slide that in. It's got two, if you can see them real well here, it's got a lock screw there and another lock screw on the other side. So we'll go ahead and lock those down real quick. Actually, I'm going to change that tip out because I actually needed a wider tip. This comes with a very fine point tip. I don't know how well you can see that on here, but I needed something for doing larger pads. So I got this guy here off of Amazon. Luckily they had it. Alright, so I will lock this guy down. Just snug the set screws up. You don't have to torque them. As I imagine if you try torquing these little guys, you're probably going to strip them out because this thing's pretty small. And if you're like me and have large hands, smallness can be a little bit of an issue, but not that bad. So there we got that. That plugs into here. And this on the side has a voltage range of 12 to 24 volts. So you can use a 3S or a 4S LiPo on this with no problem. Now I've got my 3S LiPo on the charger right now. Once that finishes charging, I'll start this back up and actually start using it. In the meantime, let's take a look at the instructions and see what we got here. SEQURE-001 Intelligent Soldering Iron Instruction Manual. And I need English. Okay. LCD display, temperature, sleep, stop, temp, level 1 menu, level 2 menu, iron idle, OLED, voltage, calibration, about, menu operation guide, firmware upgrade, installation steps, which is basically what I just went through on putting everything together. I don't know how well that's going to work on this white paper. The light's shining down on it, so sorry about that. But anyways, safety precautions. Now I am not going to review this whole instruction guide on the video. I'm actually going to stop the video here. I'm going to go over this while my battery's charging, and then I'm actually going to turn it on, turn the camera back on, then turn the soldering iron back on and start using it for you all to see. So here's where I stop the video, and I will be back. Alright, battery's fully charged. The pin is set up. Now one thing I did want to make a note of, the low battery alarm by default is turned off on this. You know, the instructions tell you how to go into the menu and turn it on, so I did that while I was off camera. So right now it is off. I have it set to 300 degrees. The room temperature is set at 17 Celsius. So to turn this thing on into work mode, right now the LED screen, which I don't think I'm going to be able to make this to where you can see it. I'll try. Not really. The reflection is a little bit bad. Okay, so the screen says 17 degrees Celsius, which is room temperature. The temperature of the soldering iron is set to 300 degrees Celsius, and we're currently on stop. Now to turn this on, press and hold the A button for just a second, and it goes into work mode, and the temperature starts climbing. It's already gone to 54 C, 84, 99, 116, 168, 220, 276, 264, 279, and 300, which is the working temperature that I currently have this set for. Oh, nope, it's still climbing. Oh, there it goes, it's settling. 322, 325, okay. 300, there it goes. Now this is all powered by a LiPo battery. Now I have my battery minder on here for my RC planes just because I'm so in the habit of having that thing on all the time. So I have several boards here that I want to start doing some tinning on, getting them pre-soldered to get them ready to start accepting components. So we'll start using this and see how it does. I think 300 is going to be a little too low for this. So, let me... Oh, that's turned. And to adjust the temperature, it's just a short press between A and B. A turns it down, B turns it up. So we're going to go to 450. That's already at 389, 390, 402. That should be a lot better for what I'm doing here. Oh yeah, that heated up much better. Now, the main thing I'm really wanting to see is how many of these pads I can get done on a single charge of this battery. So this is going to be a lengthy video that I'm going to do some time speed up on so that it's not a whole bunch of me just doing the same thing over and over again, which is kind of what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, this is working much better. And I'm watching the temperature on the display, and it's drops down to about 370 when I touch a new pad, cools off for just a second, and then it heats right back up. 377, 374, now it's coming back up 375, 380, and it does it pretty quick. That's pretty impressive for running off a battery. Now the big question I have is how long will a battery last on this? These are the fuse pads. Flip it over, do the other side. I've got 18 of these boards to do, so let's see if we can do it on one charge. And as you can see, I'm moving along pretty good, which is exactly what I want from a soldering iron. I don't want to spend all day heating up pads. Okay, that's one down. So far, this is pretty impressive. Two down. I was just looking at the temperature. It dropped down to 250. I noticed it was slowing down a little bit. I think I might be going a little too fast. And it's already back up to 370. I also have a air conditioner mini split with the fan blowing right above my head. So that's also keeping everything here nice and cool. But most importantly, it's keeping the smoke out of my face so I'm not breathing this stuff in. And I am soldering fairly large solder pads, which is not the norm for most soldering jobs, especially being this is meant to be a portable soldering iron, not a bench soldering iron. So you'll be using this out in the field for doing quick repairs and then you're done, not lengthy stuff like this. But I wanted to do this lengthy video just to see the battery efficiency of it and see how it does. And I've been watching the battery meter over there, and it's actually looking pretty good. My battery voltage is 12.2 volts. And I've been soldering for almost 20 minutes. 19. I think I'm going to finish this board, and I'm going to take a break. I am not going to charge the battery. I'm going to leave it where it's at, come back to this, and continue recording while I do some more of these boards just to see what kind of battery life you can expect. tip cleaned. Now set this from work mode to stop. We'll set that down there. Take a little break, then I'll come back and get back to it. Alright, break time's over. And let's turn this back thing into work mode. We're at 17 degrees Celsius. Work mode is turned on. I won't call out the temperature this time, I promise. Almost there. This is heating up. I'm watching my battery meter, and it's at 12.1 volts. I got the low battery cutoff alarm on this soldering iron set for 10 volts. So we're good to go. All right, 450 degrees already. Excuse me. Trying to go a little slower so I don't cool the tip off as much this time. $260. Let it heat up back for a second. I think I'm going to call it there. I have been soldering with this for well over 30 minutes now, and it has performed quite well. One thing I did notice is as the battery started to sag, getting closer down to 12 volts, it started taking a little bit longer to heat back up in between solders. But this was not designed or intended for what I was just doing. This is for field work, repairing either your plane, your quad, or whatever you happen to be using that requires a LiPo battery out in the field. In most cases, you probably wouldn't be soldering more than 10-15 minutes to do your repairs with this. This as a bench soldering iron, like I said, I did weld for solder with well over 30 minutes with this, and it performed fantastic. The LCD screen is very clear and easy to read. Switching through the menus is pretty straightforward. It's got quite a few features in there, more than I can remember off the top of my head, but it's all covered in the instruction manual that it comes with. Low voltage settings being the most important one for me to be able to do. It's got standby time, it's got sleep time, sleep temperature, wake up sensitivity, button direction, screen flip, so you can do for right hand or left-handed, working temperature, which I went through over the beginning of the video, low voltage protection, real-time power supply voltage. I didn't get to see that because I didn't bother with it. And there is also a temperature calibration, so you can go through and calibrate the temperature for it. This thing is just a neat little tool to have in your tool pouch, especially when you're out in the field doing stuff, or you're just not able to bring it back to your bench. It needs to be soldered there on the spot. I would definitely recommend this. And like I said, 12 to 24 volts. You can easily use a 4-cell LiPo, 3-cell LiPo on this, and it heats up fast, retains its heat very well. I am impressed. And that's where I'm going to call this video at an end. If you found this helpful, insightful any bit, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it. And you all have a great day, evening, or morning, wherever you happen to be watching this video.